Strikes by industrial workers became increasingly common during the 1880s. So a time when the American labor movement was in its beginning, in its infancy. So this is a kind of topic sentence, right? This is the state of beginning of American labor movement, which was one of the biggest event in the history, right? Biggest events in the history. Yeah. So despite the widespread admiration of famous titans of industry such as Carnegie and Rockefeller, the public began to sympathize with the strikers. So this is also something like fact presented, right? Anybody who wishes to reconcile means restore the previous good relationship. But am I sharing the screen? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anybody who wishes to restore the two sides found themselves in the unenviable position of defending the positions taken by the powerful capitalist, including explaining rising inequality. Okay. So this could be somehow you can say author's opinion. The situation was, that serious that the person whoever comes to settle is going to be in a difficult situation because he can't clearly explain the differences between owners and workers, financial differences, something of that sort. Is it clear, buddy? He can't support, he can't, even what we call clearly reason the differences, raising differences between owners, capitalists, and also workers.
Okay.
Have you got my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody who tries to restore good relationship between the owners and workers are going to be in a difficult position of defending the positions taken by the powerful capitalists. So obviously he's going to be in a difficult position because he has to defend the positions of powerful capitalist owners, including explaining raising inequality. So he can't actually, basically, is it really possible due to the differences clearly seen how these differences between owners and workers are so clear, so visible. So whoever tries to settle the issue between owners and workers are going to be tough, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next. In contrast to course of public opinion, the Haymarket Right in Chicago provided opponents of labor strikes with powerful evidence that the bending to will of people would result in violence. Okay. So in contrast to course of public opinion has different, but what happened is, again different. Public opinion is something, but what happened is actually different from what public felt. Yeah. In contrast to what public felt, the Haymarket Right in Chicago provided opponents of labor strikes. Okay, whoever opposes the labor strikes have got a supporting event. They have got to have, a supporting event. Opponents of labor strikes have got something, to support their position. With powerful evidence, they got a powerful evidence that bending to will of people would result in violence. Okay, so this is the event, might be provided opponents of labor strikes powerful evidence. Okay, opponents of labor strikes have got a powerful evidence to support their idea that bending to will of the people, whoever, if we allow the people to do whatever they want, definitely it leads to violence. That's what opponents of labor strikes felt, and they have got a clear evidence to support that point, to support their point. At a peaceful rally organized by German immigrant labor leaders in May 6, 1886 in Haymarket Square, an event intended to protest the killing of several strikers the day before at the McCormick Reaper Works, an individual. Okay, So that was actually a peaceful rally. Who in fact initiated? Who in fact organizing it? German immigrants. German immigrant labor leaders are actually organizing the particular peaceful rally, right?
Yes, sir.
Intended to protest, intended to show their opposition, so show their dissatisfaction. They actually want to draw the attention, right?
Yeah.
Event intended to protest the killing of several strikers the day before at the, yeah, their main aim is to draw the attention of the whole country. So this was actually happened. A immigrant person was killed, right? So that's what
Yes.
they read. Yeah. So in that particular peaceful rally that organized by German immigrants, an individual threw a bomb, causing 7 police officers to be killed. In the ensuing means resulting.
Yeah.
Mayhem means kind of turmoil, commotion, something of that sort, right? Resulting kind of riot or commotion. So in that particular rally, if any individual throws a bomb, what happens? There would be a commotion, right? Confusion, turmoil, something of that sort, right? While the bomber was never identified, whoever actually has thrown a bomb was not identified. But 8 anarchist strikers, whoever supporters of strikers, anarchists, anarchists means supporters of striker were actually convicted of crime. Okay, the bomber was not identified, but the supporters of strikers were arrested for that. Convicted means proven to be guilty. So 8 supporters of strikers were blamed for this. Okay, so till here it is, and this is also past thing. And many historians point to this event as a catalyst that set off wave of xenophobia and set back labor for generation. Okay, so whatever happened, what is this particular? They have started as a peaceful rally, and a person has thrown a bomb, and there was mayhem. Okay, bomber was not identified, but the supporters of strikers were actually blamed for this and convicted of crime. So this event was pointed by the historians as a catalyst, which expedites the particular dissatisfaction, increases the intensity of the dissatisfaction, something of that sort. Catalyst that set off means starts wave of xenophobia, racism, because who are the people, you know, suffered in this? They are the immigrants, right? If immigrants
Yeah.
were suffering a lot in a particular other country, definitely the very first name comes up is racism or something, right? Yeah. So the historians pointed this event as a catalyst to start, the beginning of wave of xenophobia. Definitely increases the xenophobia and set back labor for and also it sets labor for a generation back. Okay, set labor back for a generation. Sorry, it definitely makes the labor to back down for a generation. So for a generation time, they are not going to protest like this again. That's what historians actually pointed out. Although evidence of these negative effects can clearly be identified, okay, they are all negative effects, right? So a peaceful rally, even they start a peaceful rally, these sort of things are actually possibly happen again, right?
Yeah.
So this event won't allow them to proceed with their protest if they really want to go on again. Although evidence of these negative effects can clearly be identified in the historical record, a growing group of historians have correctly pointed. So whatever the other historians have, felt, um, might also be seen in the history, the xenophobia comments and discouragement in the labors, right? They can't again protest if anything wrong happens again. although these two are correct, there are other growing group of historians have actually correctly pointed, right? Correctly pointed to the popular identification of the executed defendants. So defendant means supporters as mothers, great people, as the spark which, okay, when they were actually executed, that particular spark has, fueled the labor movement further. And what everybody felt, they can't actually protest again like this in future again, right? But when the supporters of strikers executed, they were actually praised as a great people, and that spark carried the same movement for the next century. It hasn't stopped. It carried it forward to the next century. So some historians pointed out they can't protest again, but it has carried forward to next century. This was pointed by some other growing group of historians. Okay. So the organization of the passage is like, some background information. Right? This is the background information. Correct, buddy? The situation.
Yes, sir.
Right? And what happened? This is an incident, violent incident. Correct? And then what historians felt? Historians' opinions. Right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
So this is how the passage was organized. If you're able to estimate the organization, it's so easy to find out the right, main idea. So there is a question also, what's the main idea of the passage? Primary purpose. What's the answer you have picked?
Sir, is it B?
Of course. A proper interpretation of an event in the history of workers, right? Correct. There is a proper interpretation, proper explanation, correct? Proper presentation of an event. So author has not simply presented the event. He explained the event along with the background information and explained the event so clearly. And then, that was followed by what historians felt about, right? And what actually happened in the history. Correct? So you can't actually go with any other option like the relative merits of 2 points of view regarding the controversy. 2 points of view was not mentioned. The misunderstandings that led to end of the historical record. Has the historical trend ended? No, it was carried forward to next century. There is no misunderstanding or something. The role of protest in restoring the differences. So it's absolutely recycled, right? Overall meaning never be seen anywhere in the passage. It's just fabricated. One, the role of protest in reconciling the differences between capitalists and workers in the 1880s. As the passage mentioned, protests have a significant role in restoring the relationship between capitalists and the workers. Is that the thing mentioned in the passage? No. Buddy, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
What happened, buddy?
Nothing happens.
Okay. The difficulty that immigrants experienced in organizing the labor movement in the 80s. Of course, the difficulty is cool. Immigrants experienced in organizing the labor movement. Is it labor movement?
Sir, it's a rise of labor movement, right?
In the beginning of labor movement, but it is basically a peaceful rally,
Yes, sir.
right? Peaceful rally, and what happened in that peaceful rally? It's not basically labor movement. B is the best. How about question number 2?
Sir, is it I picked A, but I wasn't sure.
Raising inequality means what's the context? Have you understood the context?
Yeah.
The person whoever comes to settle the issue cannot
Pick a side.
reason, cannot support the support the particular trend, what was happening there, you know, the differences between owners and workers is raising, inequalities are raising. So if there are clearly seen inequalities between owners and workers, whoever comes to settle the issue will also be in difficult position. Can he peacefully settle the issue?
No, sir.
He can't even support the owners because the raising inequalities are so visible, so clear, so obvious, so clearly seen. Right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the context. So which option is giving such information? Do you think A?
No.
Labor leaders were more in touch. There is a comparison. Most cases, comparisons won't be right. Carnegie and Rockefeller were hopelessly out of touch with the common man. Of course, but this information was not specifically indicating they are not at all in touch with common man or something. There are differences. Financial differences means, of course, they might be out of touch with the common man, but there is no such information given directly anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Can I go with this option, buddy? Carnegie and Rockefeller were hopelessly out of touch with the common man.
No.
But this context is owners and workers in general sense, not specifically Carnegie and Rockefeller or something. You know. Carnegie and Rockefeller may have discovered that the hardline, uncompromising position was only way to combat those who believe this is absolutely out of context. Nowhere mentioned. Is this the situation? Is this the context given in this?
No, sir.
No. The national discrepancy in income was difficult to anyone to support, justify.
I think
This is the correct. Whoever comes to settle the issue cannot support that idea, cannot support the easily seen financial differences, economic differences between owners and workers. Have you got my point, buddy? He's also going to be in a difficult situation. Okay, to justify, he can't justify the particular clearly seen differences among owners and workers. Correct?
yes, sir.
Yeah. You can't eliminate this. Strikers were more likely to press for higher wages. There is no such thing mentioned specifically that is for higher wages. Right, buddy? National discrepancy in income.
Yeah.
National issue in income. Discrepancy, fault, difference, something. How about this? This is one of the difficult questions, but it's not tough thing. Just try to eliminate the answer choices. Like any answer choice has consisted of comparison, eliminated. Any strong meaning, eliminated. Anything looks like recycling, eliminated. Whatever the option you are left with must be right option. What's the option you pick?
Sir, I didn't pick anything, but I think it's E.
They held a rally. They expected that would lead. Their main aim is to draw the attention
Yeah.
of the country, because there is injustice happened. A worker was killed. They should known to the people, and they want to protest that, right? Of course, it should be correct. Let's see any other. They were justified. Who were justified? Organizers were justified in organizing the protest. Any information as such?
No, sir.
No. They were mistaken in their belief that given the events of the day before, the protest would proceed peacefully. Most students stop here because they started as peaceful rally. But the problem is they were mistaken in their belief. Author has never mentioned as such. Of course, they might not expect the violent stuff is going to be happened, but it doesn't mean you have to pick this one, although you don't have such sort of information in the paragraph anywhere in the passage, right? That given the events, due to the events of the day before, the protest would proceed peacefully. They could have taken extra steps out of scope. Subtly implied violence would not be discouraged. They started peaceful rally, right? It's a peaceful rally. This is only the thing that you can actually go
Yes.
with. Clear?
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
buddy?
Yeah.
Next, page number 122. There is another question. Please attempt it.